And I'm Jody Grace. And this is global warming.
Oh look! It's Joe!
After extensive research, we have concluded that global warming is a serious and pressing problem. The facts that support global warming are numerous, from methane and CO2 emissions to melting polar ice caps in the North and South Pole.
Global warming temperatures are at an all-time high. They are rising faster than normal. According to Environmental National Geographic, the CO2 is also rising, causing temperatures to rise, causing more problems than we can handle, coming upon us faster than we are ready for.
According to this graph from skepticalscience.com, CO2 emissions and temperature are on the rise, but it's not an ordinary rise. The temperature is rising faster than it did previously when the CO2 levels were lower, causing icebergs to melt.
National Iceberg Park. We're looking at a... Oh no! Whoa, that was a close call.
Whoa!
Look at those icebergs.
That's what happened.
The Earth's atmosphere already comes complete with a set of greenhouse gases that enable life to thrive. However, if too much of these greenhouse gases are released into our atmosphere, there could be adverse consequences. Statisticsbrain.com, about 1% of all carbon dioxide is that global warming cannot be true despite the vivid and wide range of evidence. According to National Geographic, ground temperatures have risen about 1.4 degrees Fahrenheit. According to NASA, we have experienced the 20 warmest years since 1981, with the 10 highest occurring in the past 12 years. These warmer temperatures have had adverse effects. Much of our polar ice caps have begun to melt, and sea level rate. Arctic thickness has decreased by at least 40% since the 60s. This quick melting rate has already raised global sea levels about 4 to 8 inches in the last century. There are ways to slow the incredible rate of global warming. Simple things like changing a regular light bulb to a compact fluorescent light bulb or using less hot water can help slow the rate of warming. Other things like taking shorter showers or insulating your house or even carpooling or using public transportation can help reduce our emissions in the atmosphere.
Recently, everyone has heard about global warming, climate change, and the greenhouse effect. These three things are commonly grouped together as the same thing, but they do have distinct differences. www.epa.gov describes global warming as a rise in Earth's average temperature near the surface that is caused by the release of greenhouse gases. While the greenhouse gas effect and global warming have different definitions, they go hand in hand with each other. The greenhouse effect is a direct result of the releasing of greenhouse gases. Basically, gases that float in the atmosphere absorb sunlight, resulting in our atmosphere heating. The greenhouse effect has contributed to Earth's 1.4 degree Fahrenheit temperature shift in the last Many scientists believe that global warming is merely a hoax, and that over time our atmosphere will rid itself of the greenhouse gases. This, of course, is a very respectable belief, but what some don't see is that climate change, global warming, and the greenhouse effect are adding to our atmosphere hot temperatures. Non-supporters say that Earth's recent climate shift is a direct result of natural climate change. Many think that Earth will eventually cool down and get back to pre-industrial revolution temperatures, because our Earth is simply going through a cycle. While I believe that part of global warming is a natural cycle, I also think that we are not doing anything to help the cycle stay on track. www.nationalgeographic.environment says that human and nature combined add at least 9 billion tons of greenhouse gases to our environment per year, while Earth only gets rid of 5 billion tons per year. This means that 4 billion tons of greenhouse gases are added to our atmosphere per year. The greenhouse effect feeds on the excess 4 billion tons that aren't released. This can be seen in receding ice caps that once covered Greenland, rising sea levels, and global rises in Earth's atmospheric temperature.
What role does human activity play in the global warming trend?
We have a number of different roles. First, we're using land differently, and so we're helping the process of desertification. We are cutting down trees, we're cutting down vegetation, and releasing that through fire or whatever purpose, releasing that into the atmosphere as CO2 and as a greenhouse gas. Not as strong as methane. But I think most importantly, we are taking fossil fuels from beneath the surface, and that's carbon that was captured by plants from the atmosphere, CO2, taken out of the atmosphere millions and millions of years ago, and it's been stored underground all this time. And in the space of roughly 100 years, we're going to release what took millions and millions and millions of years to store and get out of the atmosphere. We're releasing it all into the atmosphere.
Okay. What can we do right now to slow the climate change and make a real difference in global warming?
Stop releasing greenhouse gases. Stop the process of land converting to deserts. The solutions to that are pretty surprising. Reduce our fossil fuel use.
Okay. What are like most of the greenhouse gases that are causing global warming?
Methane is the big one.
Methane.
CO2 is another big one.
Go all the way.
The increased amount of global warming have become more and more apparent. More greenhouse gases are being emitted into our atmosphere that yeah, I've been filming.